Fees. Now, you will have seen that one or two universities, notably Imperial, have decided already that they will go for a 9,000 fee for everything. And Oxford and Cambridge appear to have indicated that they will, and indeed we hear on the grapevine of other universities, not necessarily in that category, who are also going for a 9,000 fee. In my view, this is both ill-timed and in some cases not very carefully justified. First of all, ill-timed in the sense that only this week did we get from the government the detail of what we will be required to do for the National Scholarship Scheme and also for access arrangements as the condition for getting an agreement with the access regulator offer. So I think that it's slightly odd to decide before you know what you've got to do, what your fee is going to be. Secondly, I have to say I find some of the arguments advanced to be rather odd. I mean, some of the, I think it was the Oxford paper or Cambridge paper, I don't remember which one it was, essentially argued that this was an important signalling mechanism to set 9,000 as a signal of the quality of your degree. This is arguing for those economists amongst you that university degrees are Veblen goods, essentially, where people buy more of them the more highly priced they are, which I think is a slightly curious argument. It seems to me that the reputation of an LSE degree should rest with the content of it, not be determined by the price. So I think that those universities have not helped themselves, in my view, by going ahead with the decision. Also, it seems to me that they can't really have consulted terribly widely within the university. So our approach has been slightly different, and our aim is to make a decision on this at the academic board in May. And in the meantime, there are being departmental discussions on it, both on the level of the fee, but also on whether there's a case for differential fees. That. And I think my prejudice, and I think that this tends to be supported by what students' unions say, is that people are more affected by cash problems, by actual outgoings, than by debt a long time ahead. And that the most effective support you can give to people is to pay for living costs in London. But you know, that's a debate that we can have. In addition, we've been doing some work on costs, on looking at what the average cost of a degree is. We haven't done that work for 2 or 3 years. The answer to that's about 7,500. And then we will have to put all that together and produce a proposition based on a fee plus a scholarship scheme, a bursary scheme, and widening participation activities. And that will be done in APRC in March and brought to the academic board in May. And that's where we are. But certainly, I do not share the view that many of my Vice-Chancellor colleagues do, that you just go to 9,000 and don't worry about it. That doesn't seem to me to be right. We also need to take account of the course of the fact that the LSE is financially a sound institution. And it's not that we've got a huge deficit that we have to plug. So all of that's in the mix at the moment, and the Students' Union paper, once it's finalised, will be part of that process. And that seems to me to be proceeding in a perfectly rational way.